Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Be Your Best. My name is Josh Clark and I'm excited to begin a brand new series today based on the book by John Maxwell called 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership. I love this book and I really appreciate John because he's had a tremendous impact on my life. And in fact, a few years ago, I had an incredible privilege to pass a resolution in the House of Representatives recognizing John for the impact that he's made in raising leaders around the world. But before we get started with this chapter, which is called The Law of the Lid, I want to deal with two objections or statements that I hear from people regularly. One is they'll say, well, Josh, I don't view myself as a leader, so why does leadership development, should it matter to me? First of all, I would say that you absolutely are a leader. If you have an influence over anyone, if you're a parent, you have an influence over your children. You may have an influence over your siblings, co-workers. You may even have an influence over your boss. As we'll see in this book over the coming weeks, we'll see that influence really is the proper definition of leadership. It should be about influencing others, hopefully in a positive direction. And so the other thing I hear people say is, well, Josh, why should I care about leadership? Well, in the law of the lid here, John says that leadership ability is the lid that determines a person's level of effectiveness. He said the lower an individual's ability to lead, the lower the lid on their potential to make an impact, to maximize the impact of their life, to maximize the effectiveness of their life. And to further just expound upon this, I want to share with you a quote that somebody shared with me, and I've actually changed it a bit to match my philosophy towards success. But it says, maximum impact is hidden from those who must do everything themselves, while maximum impact is revealed to those who are patient enough to slow down, to teach, to mentor, to disciple, to come alongside and influence other people. So you see, I believe that leadership is absolutely essential, and growing in our leadership ability is absolutely essential if we want to live a life of maximum impact. You see, when I get to the end of my life and I'm sitting in a rocking chair and the sun is slowly setting and I hope I'm overlooking a beautiful beach like this in Hawaii, and I'm asking myself, did my life have an impact? Did I make a difference? Or did I just use up space and resources? You know, I think there's three things that I'm going to be asking myself. Number one will be, did I keep the faith? Number two is, did I serve, lead, influence, and take care of and protect my marriage, my children, my family? And then third is going to be, did I influence, did I lead other people and leave an impact in such a way that it lives beyond my own life, beyond my time here on earth? And so I hope that you can agree that yes, you also want to live a life of maximum impact. And so that's why I think this series and just leadership, learning and growing in leadership and pursuing that is so important. So I want to share with you an example of a great leader that I've long looked up to, and that is Truett Cathy. Have you heard of ChickfilA? Have you had the best Chick-fil-A sandwich on earth? That's Chick-fil-A sandwich. It's incredible. You know, they're a household name today, but you know why they're a household name? Well, Truett Cathy, it started with a restaurant. He started a restaurant, he was very successful, and then he came to a moment in his life where he had to make a decision. Would he settle for the success that he'd had? He was fine, his family was well taken care of, you know, and I know about the success of that first restaurant because my old neighbor used to supply the chicken for that restaurant. But he came to a point in time where he had to decide, was he willing to start investing more in other people and raising up other leaders, raising up Chick-fil-A operators, franchise owners, and if he slowed down for a moment to invest in others, he would increase the effectiveness of his life's work. And we all know what's happened. There's Chick-fil-A's now all over North America. And even more than that, through him investing in those leaders, he's had a tremendous impact. I know because I know a lot of Chick-fil-A operators I've been blessed to get to know. And he has impacted them and influenced them and changed the course of their life, of generations to come, by the influence that he's had in their life. Isn't that pretty cool? Talk about a life's work outliving your time here on earth. He passed away just a couple years ago, but his impact is still felt today. That's the definition of a great leader and a leader worth following. So I want to leave you with this. I want to leave you with a challenge. I want you to ask yourself, what are some goals? What are some goals that you would like to achieve that will take the cooperation, will take the involvement of other people, to help that come to pass? And then I also want you to do a little leadership test for yourself. Because the good news is we can always grow and continue improving. But we want to find out, where are we today? So I want you to ask your spouse, ask your coworkers, ask your boss, ask your subordinates if you have people who work for you. Ask them to rank you in these 4 areas that John Maxwell challenges us to rate ourselves in. Number 1 is your people skills. That's important as a leader. Number 2 is planning and strategic thinking. Number 3 is vision. And then finally is getting it done, results. Those are important as well, right? So I want you to ask them to rank you on a scale of 1 to 10. And then I want to ask you if you'll comment on this video and share, how has this video encouraged you, inspired you? What's the takeaway from this video for your own life? Maybe it's something you've been reminded of. Maybe you're encouraged in a new way to pursue leadership and leadership growth and development. And finally, I want to remind you of this, that if you want to make an impact with your life, you're limited to 24 hours every day. And so if you look at the effort you're putting in right now, your success dedication, let's say it's an 8, okay? You can try to get to a 10 and increase that. You're going to bump up to the law of diminished returns. Or you can focus on growing as a leader and influencing, bringing other people onto your team, and now you can increase your effectiveness by many, many times over. Think about this. If you're an 8 in personal dedication and effort, and let's say you're just a 5 at leadership ability, multiply 8 times 5, and what do you get? 40. Wow, look at how much you've been able to increase the effectiveness and the impact of your life. So I want to ask you, if this video has encouraged you, will you take a moment to share it with your friends and family? And together we can be a catalyst to change the world, to make an impact one person at a time. And finally, if you'd like to view other episodes of Be Your Best, you can go to my video blog at beacatalyst.com or download our podcast called Be Your Best with Josh Clark. And now let's go out there and make it a super, ultra awesome, fantastic day. God bless.